The Lions and the Rabbits, a Fable by Mary Carter Smith. Once there were some rabbits who had lived in a beautiful land as long as anyone could remember. They were brown rabbits, yet they were not all alike. Some were darker than ivory, some others had fur that glistened like black satin. Some were covered by coarse, fuzzy fur, some had short, beaded fur, others had fur that was curly. They lived as families do. There were years of peace, and sometimes, as happens among all animals, there would be quarrels. When a quarrel became too intense for words, there would be war between one rabbit family and another. But when the war was over, each family would go back to its own part of the land, to its own home. One day, some different animals landed on the shores of the land of rabbits. They were strong gray lions. They were strong because they had strange weapons that breathed fire. The rabbits fought them, but what chance has a rabbit with its small teeth and claws, even with the wooden sticks they used as weapons, against lions with murder in their eyes, smoking sticks in their front paws, and the blessings of their God? The lives of the rabbits were never the same after that. Some of the rabbit families ran far, far into the bush. The lions captured many of the rabbits and forced them to do all kinds of work the lions thought demeaning. The rabbits could no longer choose where they would live. The lions claimed the land belonged to them. The rabbits could only live where the lions allowed them to live. The rabbits could not understand the lust of the lions for the shining gold and the hard diamonds that could be found, even on top of the earth and in the streams of the land. The lions rejoiced when they saw the gold and the diamonds. They could not eat them, yet somehow possessing the gold and diamonds made the lions leap for joy. They were greedy for more. Many other lions came with strange machines. They dug up the trees and made deep holes in the earth. The male rabbits were made to leave their families and go down into the deep holes and bring up the gold and the diamonds. Sometimes it was very cold in the deep, deep mines. At other times it was so hot that the rabbits could hardly breathe. But work they must. In the evenings when they were brought up to the top of the earth, they had to stay in the cages the lions had built for them. The rabbits missed the tender food they used to eat. They missed their families, but what they missed most was their freedom. The lions beat and abused them whenever they liked. Many rabbits died. Then the lions went out and forced other rabbits to leave the lands where they had lived for thousands of years and come to the city of gold the lions had built and worked in the mines. The rabbits who worked in the mines had always danced for joy. Now, once a week, the lions would have the rabbits come out and dance for the visiting lions who would come to watch them. At first, some of the visitors would throw juicy carrots to the rabbits as they watched them dance. But the leaders of the lions had signs put up, "Do not feed the rabbits." Secretly, when they could, the rabbits gathered together to plan ways to defeat the lions. But the gray lions with hearts of gray steel broke up their meetings and killed or jailed their leaders. Finally, one young rabbit whose eyes and mind had not yet been dulled by forced labor, hunger, and beatings decided to try to find the chief of rabbits who lived in a faraway place. The little rabbit's journey was long and arduous, but he was helped by other rabbits who knew from the drums that sent messages the lions could not understand that he was coming. They hid him when the lions were about. They shared what food they had with him. After many days, the young rabbit reached the kraal of the chief of rabbits, a kraal so well hidden that the lions with all of their power could not find it. Little Rabbit bowed in respect to the old chief rabbit. Then he told him what was happening to their land and to their people. Chief Rabbit sighed and told Little Rabbit he already knew what was happening and that they would depend upon no others to save them. All over the world, other animals too knew what was happening in the city of gold and the land of diamonds. Some spoke righteous words against the lions, but most of the other animals wanted to trade what they had for the gold and diamonds of the lions and would do nothing to help the rabbits. Chief Rabbit knew one sure solution to their problem. one each rabbit must choose to accept or reject. Little Rabbit wanted to know what the solution was that would end the nightmare to their lives that their lives had become. Chief Rabbit told him. With tear-filled eyes, Little Rabbit left the royal kraal. As he traveled the miles back to the poor land the lions had selected for his family, and the little rabbit told every other rabbit he met the message given to him by the chief. The drums carried the message onward. Soon every rabbit in the beautiful land had heard. Secretly, the rabbits spoke to one another, and it was decided to accept the solution offered by the chief rabbit. A date was set. On the night before, the rabbits in the prisons, in the mines, on the farms, on the locations, in the towns and in the villages, gathered the food they had and brought the clearest water they could find. After pouring a libation in memory of their ancestors, the rabbits ate, danced, and talked of their love for each other. Then certain groups went out to perfect their part of the plan. The last thing the adult rabbits did that night was to kiss their children goodbye for a while. Then they fed them food mixed with a deadly but tasteless herb. The next morning there was pandemonium amongst the gray lions. Not one rabbit came to work. There was sudden stillness in the air. No lion babies were fed. No lion's food was cooked. No lion's garbage was collected. The streets were not swept. The clothes were not washed. The lion women were too upset to remember their daily target practice. All of the lions were very much upset. When no rabbit would work in the gold and diamond mines, the anger of the lions knew no bounds. They went to the cages where the rabbits slept. The rabbits were there, but not a rabbit moved. The lions raised their clubs and their fire sticks. The small rabbits swarmed over them, biting them with all their strength before they were killed. Then the smoke began to rise from the most treasured building of the lions, the many buildings that in various ways supplied the money the lions worshipped. The rabbits who had carried slow-burning sticks in their mouths perished in the fires they ignited. Other rabbits simply would not open their mouths to eat or to drink. To these, the lions pleaded. They promised them some of their freedom for which the rabbits were now dying. It was too late. The rabbits had already decided. They died slowly, with dignity. Soon the city of gold and the land of diamonds was filled with the stench of death and the fires of vengeance. Weeks before the day of reckoning, each tribe had sent one family to live in the royal kraal. There the nucleus of the race of rabbits lives, believing someday a just presence will enable them to return to their homes. Each rabbit that died passed to the land of forever. There they greeted the newcomers, communed with the ancestors, and are living with joy. As for the lions, the last I heard, they were struggling amidst the total confusion their sick minds had brought upon them. Moral: strength and kindness do not often walk hand in hand.